here. I'm actually at work right now. I'm supposed to be having third graders at this time on Monday, which it's Monday here when I'm filming this. I'm supposed to have third graders first, and today the classes got canceled for third and fourth grade. So I don't have class until 11:40 or no, oh yeah, 11:40. So I don't have class until 11:40, so I'm just sitting here desk warming until my class starts. And I have everything prepared because I was supposed to run the games today, but there was like a situation with the third grade teacher, and he's no longer third grade teacher, so the English co-teacher is now the third grade homeroom teacher until they can find a replacement. So I guess lots of craziness is happening at this school. This is my second school, it's not my main school. And I guess that's the perfect time to tell you the stories of my struggles of getting here to work at my second school. So my second school is in a very rural part of Pocheon, and it takes 2 buses to get here. So I take my main normal bus to the bus stop right after my main school, and then I switch across the big highway and then go to the second bus, which is bus 21, and that was the only bus that comes to Igok. And so you guys, bus 21 is always packed full of college students, because at the end of this bus line there's a university, and all the students ride the bus. And so my first day of coming here was actually my first day teaching at all. My first day was not at my main school. My first day was at this school, and I managed to get on the bus. I got on the bus. It was so full. They almost could not shut the door, but they got the door shut. I was like hanging on for dear life, like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. But I didn't die, but I did miss the stop that I was supposed to get off on, because my listening skills in Korean were still super bad. And the buses here in Pocheon only speak in Korean. In some cities they do tell you in English, but most of the time on the bus they're only going to tell you in Korean. So you're on some buses they have it on the monitor, but most of the buses in Pocheon the monitor doesn't tell you the stop you're at, or the monitors are just completely broken, turned off, not even working. So you have to be able to hear what the stop is. However, my listening skills, again, like I said, were not adequate, and I thought that I had made it to the bus stop. We passed it. I got off, and I was like, I don't know where I'm at. So I pull up Kakao Maps, put in the address. I'm like, okay, we got this. Start walking. And I'm like, I still don't see anything I recognize. And I only recognize the school, by the way, because I've been here one time with a teacher from my main school. She was trying to make sure that I understood how to get here. And so I was like, I don't know anything. I don't see anything that I know. And I get to this point where I was about to cross a bridge. I was like, I know I did not cross a bridge. So I messaged my handler, and he's the third grade teacher at my main school. So I message him, and he's like, take a picture of where you are, send it to me, we'll find you. And so I took a picture, and it happened to be this like big hotel. Actually, I don't know if you'll be able to see it outside this window. Yeah, I think maybe. Ooh, it's this big gray hotel in the oh, you can't even tell. Okay, so it's a big gray building mixed in the mountains. That's how far away I ended up being from the school. And so he's like, okay, we know exactly where you are. We're sending somebody to get you. And so like 5 minutes later, the nurse at this school shows up, puts me in her car, and she's like, oh, are you okay? It's okay. You know, it's your first day. We understand. And I'm like, I was crying and everything. And I'm like, thank you so much. And so I get to school and I'm 15 minutes late. I'm like, great. Perfect way to start off my first day teaching is being 15 minutes late. Luckily, school doesn't start, or like classes don't start until 9:10, so I wasn't terribly like causing issues. So I managed to get here, and so the second, or on my way home, I have to take 21 back to the bus stop, right? The bus, again, was so full that you couldn't even get on it. So I ended up calling a taxi because I actually needed to stop at my main school for some reason. I can't remember right now, but I needed to stop at my main school because my handler asked me to. And, oh, it was to fill out the form to get my ARC card. So I take the taxi, and then while I'm in a meeting with my handler, I get a phone call from the nurse, and she's like, why did you take a taxi? Like, first off, stop stalking me. Basically, it was her way of saying, like, you don't have to take a taxi, I'll drive you to the bus stop if that's what you need, type thing. So every so often, most of the time, she'll see me sitting at the bus stop, and she'll stop and pick me up and take me to my transfer bus stop, because she lives in the town opposite of where I live. So I live in Pocheon in Sohul-up, and she lives in Uijeongbu, which is a completely different city. So she stops at the bus stop, at the transfer stop, lets me off, and then she goes home, and I get on my bus. So on Thursday, which is, I come to this school Monday and Thursday. So on Thursday, I wait at the bus stop. I get there earlier, and the bus comes like 20 minutes late, which is already pushing me to being late to work as it is. And the doors open, and you cannot get on the bus. Like, there were 5 of us at the bus stop who needed that bus. 3 of us literally were just left because it was so full that you couldn't get on. And the 2 that did get on were like ajumas, and they were like, and like shoved people out of the way and like clung on. There was no way that anybody else was getting on the bus because the door literally would not shut. So he was like, get off the bus because the door won't shut. So me and 2 college students got left. Luckily, a 2nd grade teacher from my main school happened to be there and saw it happen, took pictures, and caught me a cab and got me to school. I was 15 minutes late. So that's what I had dealt with that whole time, was like not being actually able to get on the bus because it's so full. Now, they set up a carpool for me, so I was carpooling here with my English co-teacher here, and she's a super sweet lady. Her and her husband, amazing people. And like, we carpooled. I got here on time. We were doing so good. And then the week before, on Friday, my handler comes in and tells me, we have something awkward to talk about, and I don't know how to do it. And I was like, okay, just do it, just talk. And he's like, okay, so you can't carpool anymore. I was like, why? He's like, because Chuseok is worried for your safety, and if a car accident happens, you would not be able to, or we would not pay for the expenses of you to go to the hospital and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, so you don't care about my safety, you care about, or not you, but the school cares about their money. That's what you're saying. And he's like, no, we care about your safety. And I'm like, no, I know exactly what you're saying, and that does not register as you care about my safety. It means you care about your pocketbook. So now I am catching my first bus. I leave my house at 6:58 a.m. I catch my first bus. I get to my second stop around 7:15, 7:20. And then hopefully I can get on bus 21. Sometimes it's full. Today, an old man got thrown across the bus, grabbed onto me, which threw me across the bus. We almost died. Not really, but like, we could have. If he hadn't grabbed on me, he probably would have gotten hurt pretty bad. And then, so I can get on that bus, and they added a second bus that comes to this one, so woohoo, yoo-hoo for a second bus. So if I miss bus 21, I can always take the next bus, but that bus is unpredictable with its times, so, you know, you do what you can do, and I'm trying to be optimistic. So how your guys' week's been, or month has been, let me know down in the comments. If you guys have any questions about being a teacher in Korea, let me know, because I have a different point of view than the other teachers that you see on YouTube talking about it. First off, I'm older, I'm plus size, so I can give you the tea on that. I'm average looking. Most of the people you see that are teaching in South Korea are very cute, just out of college age girls or men, and I'm definitely not that. I'm in a rural area, so that helps. Somebody's trying to come in the room, so I'll let you go. You guys have a beautiful day. See ya.